John.
I'm John.
Hi.
Come over here. Come the trolley. How
Hello,
do you
I'm
do, Vicky?
Hi.
How do you
What's
do?
going on?
Well, this is a children's scrap store.
Yeah.
We come to this in the middle of Bristol. It's a supermarket full of junk.
Fantastic.
And we've got some giant instruments here made out of drain pipes. I don't know if you'd like to have a go on here.
Brilliant. This is just a normal drain pipe?
These are just pieces of drain pipe, yeah? Perhaps you'd like to come and have a look at the
Yes, please.
gong pyramid over here, all made out of hubcaps.
Are these
here,
my...
here's some
okay.
sticks.
You have
I'll
my
have my
shoes?
flip-flops back, thank you very much.
And what's that one there?
Well, I'll take your sticks off you. If you want to
Okay.
come and have a little bash on the log xylophone over here, which Ian's been playing for
Hello.
us.
Oh, wonderful. They sound really hollow.
It's just because they're dried out. They're actually branches from a woods up the road, in fact.
Oh, fantastic. So,
Yeah.
what's the big idea with this then?
The
Why
big
am I
idea.
here?
Well, I've got a little box down here with a few smaller instruments, because I didn't think you'd necessarily fit all these in your car, but we've got some homemade instruments here, and
Yeah.
we're going to have a look around the scrap store and see if we can find the materials for you to make some of your own.
Oh.
So if you'd like to come this way.
And what Vicky doesn't know is that she's going to perform live on stage at a music festival in front of hundreds of people.
It's easy to make a sound. All you have to do is make something vibrate. You could twang a string or a rubber band, or you could blow down something, or you could bang something together, or you could scrape something, or you could shake something. There are 3 families of musical instruments. This is one of them, strings. As you can see in this guitar, when you pluck the string, it vibrates. That vibration gets passed on to the air, and that's how you hear the sound. And here's another stringed instrument from India called a gopichan. The second family we're going to look at is wind instruments. These work by blowing into a tube and making the air inside vibrate. Listen to these panpipes. You can do the same thing with a horn. This instrument's called a balafon. It belongs to the last family of instruments called percussion. These produce vibrations when you bang them, and you can do exactly the same thing with a pair of bongos.
We can see the bell is ringing as well as hear it. This close, the sound is quite loud. As we move away, the sound of the alarm gets quieter. So the distance affects how loud we hear the sound. As we move around the clock, we can still hear the alarm. So the sound travels out from the ringing bell in all directions. The vibration is moving through the air to reach our ears. Sound always needs something to move through. We can show this if we put the clock inside this special jar. But first, the ringing becomes quieter because the clock is now inside the jar. The air inside the jar can be pumped out. The gauge shows that with each pump, more and more air is being removed. Most of the air has now been pumped out. The bell is still ringing, but we can't hear it. As the air is allowed back in, the bell can be heard once again. This shows that sound vibrations need something to travel through. Here, it's air.
You came here shopping for sound, Vicky.
Yes.
Over here, I have a shopping list in this trolley. I'd like you to go off all the way around the scrap store, find everything you can on the shopping list, and bring it back here, because you're going to make an instrument with it.
First clue, 17 litres of nylon cord. Right. No, That's electric wire. No. That's it. That's definitely it. Oh, I'll just take the lock. Okay, Ted, what do you got? 2 plastic buckets. Well, I've got buckets. I've got plastic buckets. I've got 2 plastic buckets. Start here. 2 wooden rings slightly larger than the open end of the bucket. Okay. Rings. Nope. Rings, yes. 2 rings. Right side. Yes. Nylon cloth about this size. You can choose the colour. I think it's going to be blue. And yellow. I've got it. I've got all of
done.
it.
Excellent. Some nice colours you've got there.
Even a teddy.
Even a teddy bear.
Where am I going to make it?
Well, we need somewhere where we've got all the proper tools, really. And I know
Yeah.
just the place. Come with me.
All right. I'm still very intrigued though. You haven't told me exactly what I'm going to be making with all these bits.
Well, when you walk through this door, you're going to get more of an idea what we're doing. You're going to be making a talking drum.
What?
A talking drum. Look, let me show you. Happen to have one just hanging on here.
Well, I have to say I was guessing that I was going to make bongos because of the 2 buckets.
Well, you're very close, but talking drums can do something that bongos can't do. Listen to this.
Wow! Wow, how are you doing that?
What, do you want to have a go?
Yeah, what's
Take the
making that...
stick. Get those off here.
Why is it changing in pitch?
Well, you put that under your arm,
Okay.
squeeze the strings.
Squeezing the strings on the drum pulls the skin tighter, and so the pitch of the note rises.
I'm going to make this. So I put it up here, and then bang, and then... Where's it actually from?
It's from Mali in West Africa.
It's great.
Right, it's time to make one, Vicky. Come
Okay.
on, over here.
On this board is a string which is fixed at one end and attached to some weights at the other. Listen to the sound the string makes when it's plucked. We can see that the string is vibrating to produce the sound. Now listen again after an extra weight is added. The string now produces a sound with a higher pitch. The weights pull the string so it becomes tighter and so vibrates faster when it's plucked. There are other ways of affecting the sound pitch of a string. These strings all have different lengths. The vibrating length of string is between the black strips of wood. The weight on each string is the same. The longer strings produce a lower pitch sound than the shorter strings. So the shorter length strings are vibrating faster than the longer lengths. All these strings are the same length and have the same weight attached. The difference this time is their thickness. The strings get thicker as we move across the board. The thinner strings produce a higher pitch sound than the thicker strings. This is because the thicker strings are heavier and don't vibrate as quickly as the thinner strings.
Right, the first thing you need to do then
Yeah.
is to make the shell for the drum. So what I suggest is you try bolting these 2 buckets together. You've got to get that shape,
Oh,
the
that-
wasted shape.
like
That's
that?
the one. Drill.
Drill. Four bolts.
Right, put that on there. And bolt the 2 together.
There's the last one nice and tight.
Right, looks good.
And I now see where I'm going to put the nylon. Here
Okay.
and here.
What we need to do before we do that is fix the nylon onto one of these hoops.
Okay.
Mark off every 5 centimetres all around here,
Yeah, okay.
which is where you're going to drill the holes. Something to hold that there. what I'm going to do is pull it tight so that you can get an even tension all over. It needs to be nice and tight when you're finished. Over to you.
Right, okay. Do not staple my hand.
Come on, put it on top.
Yeah?
I'll put mine on the bottom.
Beginning to look like a drum, isn't it? Okay, last one.
It's a very nice hole.
Tension is mounting. Literally.
Very
I
good.
hope. Now what?
Well, shall I just tie a knot in here to finish it off? That should do it.
Well, I'll start loose, I think. Yeah!
Have you done much drumming before?
Nope, this is about it.
I think what you need is some expert tuition. This is your next surprise. In here I've got some tickets to a world music festival called WOMED. And you're going to go along to the festival and you're going to learn how to do some proper drumming with your new drum.
My name is Evelyn Glennie and I'm a percussion player and I give solo concerts on percussion.
Evelyn's had enormous success as a musician, in spite of the fact that she's deaf.
During my teenage years, I had to find another way of experiencing music. And basically, I used my whole body to hear sounds. This is a vibraphone. The reason it's called a vibraphone is that when I pop a little switch on, it actually gives us a wah-wah-wah effect. So it creates a much warmer sound. Now you can sense the duration of the notes. They last a long, long time. And this is wonderful for me because it means that I can actually receive the vibration of the impact, that is to stick onto the surface. But I can also feel the duration of the note. So I'm feeling that up here on my cheekbones, my scalp, down here, my chest. There are some instruments in the percussion family which have to be tuned for every single concert I give. I have a very small drum here, and the beauty about it is that in order to tune it, I just have to turn the whole drum like that, so that when I strike the drum, my hand is always on it, so I can actually receive the vibration through my hand. Now each drum produces a different vibration, and if we go to the very lowest drum that I have here, now the wonderful thing about this drum is that I can actually see myself through the skin. Also, I can see the skin vibrate with the eye. That's very, very important because that helps me to realize how long the drum actually sustains. So let me just show you the difference in sound between all of the drums. So I'll play you a little thing.
This space. I mean, who's actually performing?
Well, there's dancers and musicians from all over the world come to the WOMED Festival.
So it's international?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's where we've got to go, actually, just through there.
Ah, right, okay.
Halam from Senegal in Africa are leading the drum workshop. Now Taffa has a special challenge for Vicky.
Vicky, you know what? You're gonna play with us. Yes, nice.
After a brief rehearsal, Vicky is to perform with them in their evening concert.
Right, we've got an hour to go, and I really want to get this right. So can you help me perfect this beat in this song that we're doing?
Yes. It's very easy, you know.
Yeah.
You have just to listen the song and the tap, you know. You try to do this. You try to do this.
With my stick.
Yeah, you just. Yeah.
That's right.
No.
It's not right.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
2, 3, yes.
Hey, let's save the rest till tonight, and we're going to get it. Wow, I think I'll be okay. After that wonderful
You have to
tuition.
do the same things.
The same
Same
thing.
thing, yes.
No problem.
No problem. What's it like? All right?
Fantastic. Yeah, you were a natural.
It's amazing because I just after a while forgot that I'd learned that rhythm, and it just felt as if it was part of me.
You jumped up, you were dancing
It was
along with the
quite
band.
scary though because I thought.
Teddy likes it. Look, he was dancing something with his head.
Oh,
Sorry about
that. I tell you what though, I need a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Quick.
We're going to find a source.
Yeah, let's. Oh, that was great.
If you'd like to buy the teacher's notes for this series, please give BBC Education Information a call on 0181 746 1111. Tone and texture are explored in a new musical, Infinity Diner, Music Makers, tomorrow morning at 11:20. And we're making sounds now on BBC Two with Space Ark.
Intergalactic Garbage Retrieval Craft number 60022, known around the galaxies as Space Ark, finds itself by mistake in orbit around the planet Earth. It is about to come into contact with a global communications satellite with startling effects on the crew.
What in Space Ark's name is that? AI?
Good grief! Zippy?
Can't stop! Can't stop!
Well, we'd better see about this.
What's happening? What's happening?
There is serious interference with communications. I seem to have lost control.
Don't worry, don't worry. SCART disabled. Crossover. Jack to line 2. That should do it. There. That's fixed it. That's fixed it.
Oh, thank you, Zippy. That was very uncomfortable.
What's happening? Oh, what was all that noise about?
AI said there was serious interference with communications.
Nonsense, nonsense! Probably overcharged himself, but he's all right now. I fixed it.
Exactly what did you fix?
Well, it did work.
There seems to be an intermittent fault. Thousands of messages are arriving from Earth. At the moment, I do not have an explanation, but I do have a headache. You will have to sort it out. I am closing down.
Closing down? Closing down? You can't close down.
Well, I think...
Come on, what do you think?
Well, if the messages are coming from Earth and AI can't explain it, then we're going to have to find out how humans communicate if we're going to solve it.
That's it! That's it! Luca can go down to Earth and find out what's going on.
But he can't go. How can we get information back if AI is closed down? He won't receive his messages.
Easy, easy! He just records the information and brings it back when he returns.
Yes, but we won't be able to keep an eye on him.
It's all right, Ponder. It won't be a problem. And there's nothing else we can do. Don't worry.
That's right, Luca. That's right. You tell her. He can do it. He can do it.
This is Luca recording my first observations of humans communicating. It seems that human creatures use signs and words to communicate with each other. But it only works over a short distance, as far as their eyes can see or their ears can hear.
I don't know why I agreed. He's never going to come back.
Don't worry, Ponder. I'll soon have this fixed.
Some people go into a machine to speak to themselves on what is called a telephone. They hold it up between the mouth and an ear, then they speak into the mouth part and listen to what they have said coming out of the ear part. Sometimes they press buttons and do it. And sometimes they wait for a bell to ring before they do it. There doesn't seem to be any reason for doing it. Unless there are wires coming out of the telephone. They must use the telephone to pass messages along wires to people who are a long distance away. People they can't see or hear.
Hello, HAC3. Uncle David! Dad, quickly, it's Uncle David!
Hello, David. Where are you this time? Australia? That's remarkable. It sounds as though you're in the next room. Marvellous what they can do with these satellites, isn't it? Isn't it, David?
I do
Hello?
not have an explanation, but I do have
Hello?
a headache.
You've got a headache?
You will have to sort it out. I thought I heard AI. Perhaps this has something to do with our problem.
That was David phoning from Australia.
That didn't take very long.
Well, we got cut off, some kind of interference or something. Simon, can you switch the radio on, please?
Now over via satellite to our correspondent in South Africa.
Serious interference.
Hear that voice? That's the voice that had the headache on the telephone.
We seem to have lost contact with South Africa. We will try to return to that.
Why don't you switch the TV on, see if the news is on there?
Okay.
And now we're going live to Hong Kong by satellite for a special report.
I am closing down.
Oh, I don't believe it.
This is very puzzling and very exciting. Human creatures use radio and television to communicate over very long distances. Messages are sent these long distances by satellite. But I'm sure I heard AI on the radio and on the television. So it must have been him on the telephone as well. It looks as though I'm getting somewhere.
Can't you get anything, Zippy?
Don't worry, don't worry. Nearly there.
Oh, you've done it!
Yes, yes. I told you not to worry.
Now what have you done?
Nothing, nothing. I promise you I did nothing.
Good evening. Throughout the day, telephone, radio, television and computer links have been failing. People and businesses all over the world have been suffering from an unknown fault with one of the main international communication satellites. Communication satellites are fixed at 36,000 kilometers above the Earth, where they spin at exactly the same speed as the Earth, so that they're always in the same place above the Earth. They're fixed at 36,000 kilometers because at that height it needs only 3 satellites to cover the whole world. Messages are sent from Earth to a satellite and then sent back from the satellite to their destination.
This is my final report. When human creatures are close enough to see and hear each other, they communicate by signs and sounds. If they want to communicate over a long distance, they can send messages along telephone wires. And for really long distances, they beam their messages up to satellites and back down again. Satellites pass words and pictures so that people can see and hear each other no matter where they are in the world. But one of their satellites isn't working properly. Oh dear.
There it is. There it is. All back in place. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him.
Oh, Luca, at last! Where are you?
Yes, yes, and what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm outside on deck, and I've been setting us free from a communication satellite.
Communication satellite?
That's right. We got tangled up with it. We're free now. That's what's been causing the problems.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, it's a long story.
Just a minute, Luca. Before you tell us anything, we've been worried sick about you.
We? We?
Yes, we. Now, get yourself back in here straight away. We want to see that you're all right. Then we can go over what you've been up to.
On my way.
If you'd like to buy the teacher's notes for this series, please give BBC Education Information a call on 0181 746 1111. Design and technology for primary schools is the subject teaching today at 1 o'clock this afternoon, when we watch the way early ideas develop among a design team.
"1 mile to heaven," said the signpost, and a voice from a speaker said the same. And in the distance, half hidden by trees, he saw roofs and lampposts and began to run. "1 mile to heaven," said the voice again. 1 mile, he thought, and slowed down. He was in no hurry. He liked trees. He thought about heaven as the name for a town. Who'd called it that? Who could live there? What if they were bad? Did people die there? 1 mile to heaven, said the voice again, but quieter now that the roofs had grown. He shook his smiling head on the street of heaven. He'd imagined free sweets and model trains. He found a town much like his own, and posted a letter to his mum.
Now BBC Two, French children on holiday in Le Club.
Bonjour, bienvenue au club. Salut, bienvenue au club. Salut, viens dans notre club. C'est quel club? C'est notre club. C'est quel club? C'est notre...
Bonjour, bienvenue au club. Le club de français.
Le club des amis.
C'est français.
Mes vacances. Aujourd'hui, je fais ma valise. Un maillot de bain. Un short. Un t-shirt. Des chaussettes. Je vais en vacances à Boulogne. Boulogne-sur-Mer. Et voici Boulogne. Beaucoup de touristes viennent ici en vacances. Voici des élèves britanniques. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a à Boulogne pour les touristes?
Il y a un château. Il y a un théâtre. Il y a la cathédrale. Il y a des cafés. Il y a des magasins.
Et il y a la plage.
Les vacances. Les vacances. Les vacances. Les vacances. Les vacances. Les vacances.
Pour aller au centre-ville, c'est à gauche, c'est à droite, c'est tout droit.
Pardon, madame.
Oui?
Pour aller au centre-ville, s'il vous plaît.
Le centre-ville, c'est à gauche.
Merci. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Pardon, monsieur. Pour aller à la cathédrale, s'il vous plaît.
La cathédrale tourne à droite, la cathédrale est à gauche.
Merci, monsieur.
Et au revoir.
Pardon, madame, s'il vous plaît.
Oui?
Est-ce qu'il y a un café par ici?
Oui, il y a un café à droite.
Merci. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au café, moi, je prends un jus d'orange. Et toi, qu'est-ce que tu prends?
Je prends une limonade.
Je prends un orangina. Un coca. Un jus d'orange.
Et pour manger, je prends une glace.
J'aime les glaces au chocolat.
Et toi, tu aimes les glaces?
Oui, j'aime les glaces à la framboise.
Et toi, tu aimes les glaces?
Oui, j'aime les glaces à la fraise.
Et toi, tu aimes les glaces?
Oui, j'aime les glaces Les glaces à la vanille.
Les glaces à la vanille?
Oui, les glaces à la vanille. Ah, des cartes postales. Cette carte postale est jolie. Ah oui, c'est le château de Boulogne. C'est pour qui? C'est pour ma mère. Ah oui, la plage. Ah, c'est chouette. C'est pour qui? C'est pour mon ami. Je vais les acheter. D'accord.
Juin, juillet, août, ce sont les vacances d'été.